How to cure depression. Depression really is a modern age disease. If we take a look at this graph here, we can see that the average rate for depression for the generation of people who are currently over the age of 60 is 10%, which when you think about it is pretty darn high. However, if you look to the left, each of these lines represents another generation. The generation of people who are currently 45 have a rate double that of the 60-year-olds generation. The rate of depression is 20%. And if we take a look to the far left, the generation that is currently around the age of 25, which is most of you guys, is already at 25%. So if we assume this line continues at the rate it is, it's estimated that 1 in 2 people will have experienced depression by the age of 60. That's half of the population. There's definitely an issue here. And it's very apparent that this issue is caused by the massive changes in society today, because the generation of people who are currently 60 years old lived a very different life from you guys. They had no access to the internet, no smartphones, there were no forms of social media like Facebook and Instagram, there was no way to order things right to your front door. It's clear that depression is caused by the sudden change in environment. So what exactly can we do to cure depression? Well, a professor by the name of Stephen Lardy dedicated his entire career to figuring out this question. He and his team conducted dozens of studies and came to a conclusion. There are 6 things you need to work on in order to cure your depression. These 6 things are the results of the massive amounts of change we've undergone in the past couple of decades. So let's begin. Number 1 is physical activity. Physical activity is something we used to do a lot of. If you think about it, not too long ago, we were busy out in the fields, tending to our crops all day, or we were in the woods hunting for food. On average, we used to exercise for at least 4 hours a day. Now think about your own life. How many hours are you exercising per day? Most people with office jobs have virtually no exercise. This is a huge difference. But just how important is exercise in regards to treating depression? Well, researchers compared Zoloft, which is one of the leading pharmaceutical drugs on the market right now, with aerobic exercise. In this case, it wasn't even a lot of exercise. It was only 30 minutes of brisk walking, which is essentially speed walking, 3 times a week. The patients who were prescribed the exercise did just as well as those who took the medication. Funny enough, the patients on Zoloft were found to be 3 times more likely to become depressed again after a 1-year follow-up. One of the reasons why researchers think exercise is so effective is because of what it does to your brain. When you exercise, important neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin have increased activity levels. These same neurotransmitters cause depression when they are at low levels. And these are the same neurotransmitters all of those antidepressants out there are targeting. So why take any of those drugs when you can just exercise and have the same result without any of those nasty side effects, and on top of that, have a healthier, better looking body? Number 2.